rear rubber window seal replacement and possible damp rear footwell fix on a Skoda Fabia Mk1, 99 to 2007. You might have noticed while watching some of my other videos that this rear rubber seal is all blistering, especially near the end here, but also on the little vertical bar. Sticks right out there. Everything else is okay. It's just these extreme ends which looked pretty unsightly. And as it's lifted near the end corner, nearest the B pillar, it could easily be letting water into the door panel. Although they have designed these to let some water in, because there's some drain holes at the bottom. But I've often thought that these rubbers, especially the part that touches the glass, is quite critical to stop moisture going into the door cavity and should be in good condition, which this one clearly isn't. So I'm going to replace it. Not a lot easy to come by, but I did eventually find one online. Here it is, it came in a long tube. Here's the part number, etc. This one's for the rear right hand side of the vehicle. I'll leave a link in the description. Right, which way around is it? Looks like it's like that. Oh, it's the right length anyway. The length is 967 millimeters. This looks a lot better. This is the bit that goes against the glass, so it's like a felt covering. And that's the part that gets all this green lichen mould growth stuff. And has a lot to do with stopping water getting into the car door panel. So it should be a nice tight fit this time, being new. Right, to take the old one off, it's simply just lift it up from one end and gently pull it off. There is actually a little clip on the car door at the B pillar end, so once you've prized it off there, and you have to be careful of that clip, it's really delicate. But on mine it's not doing anything, yours it might be a bit tighter. Then the whole thing should just gently lift off towards the rear. If you're struggling to get it off the clip first, then take the rear off first and work towards the clip, but be very gentle there. Right, I'm left with a load of green gunk. I better clean that. I've got some antibacterial spray and some antifungus spray. Right, that's clean enough with that. Here's the clip. See, it's quite delicate. I think it's riveted on. I'm not quite sure. I don't really want to investigate in fear of it breaking off. So this is the bit on the strip that fits onto that clip, and you can clearly see the aluminium pieces impregnated into the rubber. I don't quite know why these are on show, as these are the parts that corroded. As far as I could tell, maybe they're there to direct the water away from going down the inside of the door. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put some grease on those exposed aluminium parts, which might or might not help. I don't know. I don't think it'll be any detriment to it anyway. I'm just using some normal high temperature lithium grease. So I'm just going to put it where the exposed aluminium is. Wipe the excess off. And we're ready to put it on the car. So I started at the B pillar, making sure the inside rubber seal is up against the B pillar seal. It's better to show you that from above so you can see it. So we lower it onto the clip at the front, and then I slip it up to the B pillar window seam as best I can anyway, just here. When you've got into this position, you just sort of push it together and down, which compresses the window seam felt part and eventually makes the rubber strip seat down nicely over the plastic B pillar clip. And then it's just a question of continuing along the length of the strip towards the rear. I found I had to push down quite firmly all the way to the end, and especially hard by the little quarter panel vertical bar. Then onto the end and back again. As you can see, I'm pressing down quite firmly here. which is a good sign because then it'll be nice and sealed and firmly attached. All the way to the front. There we go. Job done. And here's the finished result. A nice tight fitting seam or seal, whatever you want to call it. All the way to the end. Now I will say, as I pushed it quite tight up against the B pillar at the front, then this quarter light area, the seal has left a gap, which I was aware of when I did it, and I decided to do it like that. Instead of having a smaller gap at either end, I've just got a larger one at one end, which I'm going to seal with some silicone. As you can see, this at the front is really nice and tight, and I think it's this bit that stops the water going into the footwell, but I might be wrong, it might be the other end. Anyway, a new seal is bound to do something favourable to it. Right, I'll get that silicone. Right, here we are. Don't you just hate that when it's all gone hard in this spout? I wonder what I can use that for. Right, here goes. So I've got a little fine tip and I only want a little bit, a very small amount. Push it in a bit, that'll do. Just wipe that with my finger. And I'm going to let it dry now. That should work nicely, I think. And here it is from the inside, looking out. I'll go make a cup of tea. This is the old strip. Just have a gander at that. See all the blistering and what's caused it. It's all the aluminium corroding and then expanding. It's gone all mushy and you can sort of dig it out. That's why I put the grease on it. There's no like a right good brew. Anyway, I hope this helped you out, guys. Please like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. And as always, thank you for watching.